What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Night YouTube channel. In today's video, guys, I am playing Too Many Bones by Chip Theory Games. First and foremost, huge shout out to Diego and Natasha, the creators of Mini Moons, for sending me this copy of Too Many Bones. It's been sitting in my room for the past month or so, and I finally got around to unboxing it and learning it, and man, am I glad I did. It is incredible. Thank you so much, Diego and Natasha. This game is so fun. And on one hand, I'm very appreciative. And on the other, I'm kind of annoyed with you guys because I like the game so much. And it turns out there's like 8 billion expansions for it. So now I'm going to have to get all of them. So what did you guys do to me, man? But hey, in today's video, we're just going to be playing with the base game of Too Many Bones, and I'm having an absolute blast with this game, guys. I've played a bunch of times off camera. I'm fairly familiar with the game by this point. It's a little more involved than a lot of the games that I've been playing on the channel, a lot of the Mint Tin games, while they are super fun, and some of them are fairly deep in their own right. This game is just a little bit. It's just a little bit deeper as far as the rules and stuff goes. So if you're a Too Many Bones fanatic or a veteran of the game and you notice that I make any mistakes in the video, do me a favor. Please be sure to point those out down in the comments section below. I always appreciate that. And I want to make sure that I'm playing the game properly. So yeah, just be aware. I'm still a newbie to the game, so I might make some mistakes here and there, but we're going to have fun regardless, guys. So let's hop into the playthrough. Also, I will mention first too, before we start here, I do intend on releasing a tutorial for Too Many Bones, but in this video here, it's just going to mainly be a playthrough. I just want to jump in, guys. I just want to jump in and play the game, and I'll get to the tutorial later. And as I play through the game, I'll kind of do a little mini tutorial as we go to teach you guys how the game works, and we'll just do it live as we play. So this might even serve as a fairly good tutorial on its own. So in today's video, in today's playthrough, we're going to be playing as Pickett. Now, there are 4 characters that come in the base game of Too Many Bones, and they're a little like a race of creatures, like humanoid creatures, I guess you could call them, that are called Gearlocs. They're unique to the world of Too Many Bones. So yeah, these are the Gearlocs. They're like these little, almost like halfling humanoid creatures. They're really cute. They have big ears. They're almost elf-like. Very cool. And there's different ones that come in the box. Like I said, there's 4 different ones, but in today's video, we're going to be playing as this one, Pickett, and it's really neat, guys. The game comes with these mats, with these neoprene mats for all 4 of the different characters. It comes with a mat right here. This is the battle mat where the battles will take place. It comes with a boatload of cards, these really nice, heavy-duty chips that are like amazing, so high quality. That's something I'll say too. Out of all of the games that I own, Too Many Bones is the highest quality game by a long shot. They went all out, man. Chip Theory Games went all out on the quality of the components for this game. It's ridiculous. Even the dice, it's not stickers. It is like screen printed onto the dice, dude. It is so freaking good. And it comes with way more dice, man. There's like 3 or 4 trays of dice behind me in the box that are just full of dice for all the other characters. But for this character, we just mainly need his skill dice over this way. We've got some attack and defense dice down here. We've got some stat dice for him. And then there's some sort of like little like effect dice right here, because certain enemies or some of your skills can add effects on the board. So we got some of those going on. Yeah, guys. And then we've got a loot deck. We've got a trove deck. We've got a bunch of these health chips. And it's pretty cool. The Chip Theory Games has upgradable health chips, and I ordered some. So hopefully in the next playthrough and future playthroughs, I'll have the upgraded ones. These are like plastic. They're still nice. They are still really nice, but the upgraded chips are like these ones. They're like heavy duty. I don't even know what these are made out of, but they're more heavy duty chips. So I'm going to get those in pretty soon. So, okay. So we're going to do like a basic overview of the game, and we're going to go ahead and hop right in. So the first thing that we need to do is get the game set up. So I've got my character here, and I'm going to play on what's called adventurer mode. There are 3 different modes in the game. There's adventurer mode, there's heroic mode, and then there's a third one that I can't remember what it's called. It might be like legendary mode or something like that, but it's essentially like the hardest mode. It's kind of how the game is intended to be played. But there's sort of like an easy and, medium mode that you can play to build up to that point. And that's where I'm at still. I've played on heroic a couple times and I do enjoy it, and I have won. But for this one, I want to just go all the way down to basics, and we're going to play on adventurer mode. So in adventurer mode, you get to add 2 health to your Gearloc before the game starts, and you also get an extra point to allocate to one of your stats here or to a skill down this way. So we're going to get 2 extra health. So we're going to go from 5 health plus 2 extra. So we've got 7 health total. So let's go ahead and get that set up. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is our health right here, and we're going to set our little Gearloc chip right on top of it, like so. So there we go. We got Picket set up with 7 health, and we also get what's called a training point. So we can set this training point wherever we want. I think I want to give myself an extra dexterity. So whenever you give yourself health or dexterity, you can just automatically get it. Same thing if you get a skill, you just automatically get it. If you want to get attack or defense, it works a little bit differently. If you want to get a point added to attack, you'd have to roll the amount of attack dice that you have. In this case, it would be 1. And if you roll a bones, the bones symbol, you fail the allocation of the point to that attribute, and then you'd have to place the point somewhere else. If you roll anything but bones, you're successful, and you can add your skill dice to it to get more attack. And it works similarly for defense. If you roll, you would have to roll the number equal to your stats, so in this case, 2. And if you roll any bones, you fail. But the cool thing with defense is that you get 2 tries at it. So if you roll a bones the first time and fail, you can roll the dice again to try to get it. And if you roll no bones, then you get to add what are your stat dice to that number right there. Cool. All right, I'll set these up this way so they're just a little bit up out of the way. Okay, cool. So we've got our character pretty much set up right here. We've allocated our 2 extra health, and we've got our skill point right there that we've allocated to our dexterity. And I'll explain how all of this works as we go. First, we're going to set up the deck for the game here. So we're going to have an encounter deck that we need to set up. In this encounter, we're going to be facing a tyrant called Nom. Now, the game comes with 7 different tyrants, which are basically like bosses. And the goal of Too Many Bones is to reach the boss and defeat them. Pretty basic. Everybody's familiar with that. So it's nothing too crazy. You just got to get to the boss and defeat him. The cool thing is there's a boss encounter or a tyrant encounter. They're called tyrants. So we're going to have this tyrant encounter card that goes to Nom. And it'll tell you at the bottom, base set Nom 1 of 1. There are some tyrants that have multiple encounter cards, but with Nom, there's only 1. And then there are these special encounter cards. There's special encounter 1, special encounter 2, and special encounter 3. You always start with these 3 cards on top of the deck. So we're always going to start with these 3 every single time. And then what you do is you're going to take the rest of the cards, the encounter cards. Now, I'm playing a solo variant of the game, so I'm using the encounter cards that say base set solo at the bottom. There's also another bigger stack of encounter cards that says group at the bottom, if I'm not mistaken, and that's when you're playing with a group and you're playing with more than one person. So there's an encounter deck for solo and then an encounter deck for a group of multiple players. So we're going to be using these. And on Nom's card up here, it says that we need 6 points in order to get to him. So we need 6 progress points. That's what that little gear symbol is with the 6. And you earn progress points by completing these encounters. They'll have the gear symbol at the bottom left corner that gives you 1. Some of them even award progress points like this. And I'll explain how these cards work soon enough. But what you're going to want to do too is you have to complete the game before the end of the day that's listed on the card. So we have 8 days. There's a little sun icon with 8 on it. We've got 8 days, essentially 8 encounter cards before the game ends. And we need to reach Nom and defeat him before that time limit runs up. So what you do here is you take this number and you subtract 3 from it, since you're going to use these 3 special encounters as the first 3 cards all the time. So 8 minus 3 is 5. So we need 5 of these cards. So I'm going to shuffle them up, and we're going to get 5 random encounter cards. So it's neat. Every time you play the game, you're going to have different random encounters. Okay, so we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll set those here. The rest of them we're not going to need, so I will set those off to the side. And now you're going to take the Tyrant encounter card and then the 5 encounter cards here, and you're going to shuffle those together like so. And I'm going to leave them face down so I can't see. And then I'm going to take these 3 cards, the special encounters that always start the adventure, and I'm going to put them face up, or face down in this case on the bottom. And then I'm going to take this card and I'm going to set it on top. And essentially what this card does is it's an encounter cover card, and that will cover up the encounter so you cannot see what's coming next. And again, I like to put them face down because the cards are colored. And you know, you can sometimes, if this card moves over, you might be able to see if this card is green, if it's a normal encounter, or if it's blue, which is a tyrant encounter. And I don't want it to spoil anything, so I put them face down and I just draw the cards off the bottom of the deck. So we're going to set that up. So our encounter deck is set up. Next thing you do is you've got your day counter right here, and it comes with this cool little chip right here, and it's numbered 1 through 15 on this side, and then 16 through 30 on the other side. And you're always going to start with it set to 1. So there's like a little like arrow marker up at the top of the card, and we're going to set this chip here so that it's on 1 to show that it's day 1. Cool. Next, what we're going to do is shuffle up the Trove loot and the loot deck. So there's normal loot, which is this deck here, this bigger deck, and it's just normal loot that you'll acquire from completing certain encounters. And then you've got this little smaller deck here of Trove loot, which you can also get from completing encounters, but it's got a really neat lock picking mechanic that goes with it. And you use these 4 dice right here to pick the locks of those Trove loot. And if it comes up in this playthrough, we'll go through it. And I think that is pretty much it, guys. Oh, last thing we got to do too is shuffle up these enemy chips, or in this game, in Too Many Bones, the enemies are called baddies. And it's kind of neat too. On the Tyrant card, it'll show you in the bottom right, it's got these 3 different little symbols. There are 6 symbols for enemies or baddies in the game. And for Nom, he has trolls, orcs, and scales. So you would look through all of the chips. There's like more chips. Let me grab them real quick. There's still more chips in here. These are all the rest of the baddies that you'll use for other tyrants. We're going to set those over here. So for the encounter against Nom, he has trolls, orcs, and they're called scales. And so you'll see on the baddie chips, they'll have their little icons down in the bottom. So I have all the orcs, trolls, and scale baddies mixed in here. And then there's another thing too. There's so much in this game, guys. There are 1-point baddies, 5-point baddies, and 20-point baddies. And yeah, the easier enemies are going to be the 1-point baddies. Then you've got like, medium tier enemies at 5-point. And then you got the really gnarly ones at 20-point baddies, which I have personally not fought yet. And I'm kind of scared to because some of the 1s and the 5s are already hard enough. So yeah, we probably won't see any 20-point baddies in this playthrough. And then we got the 5 points, and we'll mix those up. So yeah, it's cool. Depending on which tyrant you fight, you're going to get different baddies that accompany them throughout the adventure. And of course, the tyrant has his own baddie chip here as well too, and a special die that he'll use when we get to him, if we get to him, hopefully. Okay, and then the 20s, there's only 2 of them. We're probably not even going to see them. I'm just going to leave them there. And now I believe we're set up. So we've got some defense dice here. We've got some attack dice, and I got some extra dice over this way. I've also got my skill dice for Pickett, and we should be good to go. Last thing I guess I could mention too, guys, is that I've got the rule book over this way, just in case I need to reference it. And I've also got these 3 really nice, I think they're made of like PVC or something. Dude, the quality of this game is amazing. Like, you could get these things wet. Like, you see that? Can you hear that? It's like, it's so sturdy. It's not made of cardboard or paper. It's like some kind of PVC or something. It's so high quality. So we've got a reference sheet here for Pickett. This is going to have all of his skill dice on here with little icons and a dice icon key that tells you what all of them do. It might seem like a lot. Once you get into it, it's really, really not too bad. It's really, really not too bad. It tells you the difficulty of the game with Pickett. So it's a 3 out of 4 on co-op and also a 3 out of 4 on solo. But I've played with him a couple times. I really like him. I think we'll be okay. And then we're going to flip it over. And on the back side, it shows you his backup plan breakdown. Now, I'm going to go over this briefly here so you guys know what's going on so you're not too lost. We're going to go over the backup plan here. This essentially shows all of his little special abilities that he can do with his backup plan. It also gives you like a beginner build strategy guide over here. So if you're new to the game, it kind of gives you some like beginner tips of like, hey, maybe try building Pickett this way, which is really neat. And then he also starts with something called an innate. All Gearlocs in the game start with an innate ability. And then you can get innate +1, and I'll explain how you get that. But essentially, you always start with your innate, and as Pickett, you start with an innate called Shield Wall, and it says at the start of battle, Pickett may roll all his defense dice, which are these here with the shields on them. He can roll all of those defense dice and place the rolled defense in his active slots. So he has active slots right here. These 3 are active, and then he's got 3 locked slots over here. again, we'll speak about that soon enough. So that's his little skill right there. And it does say that bones cannot be placed in his backup plan during the shield wall. Again, I'll explain that as we get into it. Then it has some effect dice definitions down this way that are handy. And last but not least, it's got critical picket details, and it tells you about his professions. Now, it shows here on his little mat, he's got 4 professions: captain, hero, protector, and warden. And each of them, they pertain to one of his skill trees down this way. So the red one is captain, and you can see here we've got a red star, which means you have to start on that node in the skill tree, and then it's got red lines that connect here. These 4 squares right here are his captain skill tree. Then he's got the blue one, or purple one rather, which is hero, and that's down this way. He's got his little hero skill tree. Then he's got protector, which is yellow, which are these 2 right here. And then last but not least, he's got warden, which is the green skill tree down this way. And each of the Gearlocs have their own special unique skill trees, and not all of them go in squares like this. Some of them go in a straight line, or yeah, there's all kinds of different setups. It's really, really neat. They're all very unique. So essentially this section of the card right here tells you about each of those things, and it tells you about, you know, the general overview of what those skill trees do. Cool stuff. Okay, so that is the page for our Gearloc here. And then we also have a Gearloc adventuring reference guide. This is very handy. It tells you about the adventure routine, kind of leads you through what you do on every round of the game. It tells you about the recovery phase, which is something that happens at the end of every round. It tells you how to allocate training points, what the encounter card icons mean. So a nice little legend right here to show you what all the icons mean. And then it has the battle sequence that tells you every step of the battle, which is very handy, especially if you're new. You can just refer to this to see all of those steps. And then on the flip side, which I rarely use, it's got some different encounter terms. It's got something called dangerous darts, which I've never encountered in the game yet, so I'm honestly not too sure what that's about. Yeah, and then it's got a loot die system over here for Undertow. Now, Undertow is a sort of like a simpler version of Too Many Bones from what I understand, and it's a separate standalone game, but it's got some loot die icons down here for that in case you have that version of the game. It's got special baddie chip icons, and then last but not least, it tells you about the art of lockpicking. So as mentioned earlier, when you open trove loot, you have to roll these 4 action dice down here, and it tells you how to do that. So that's all the info there on the Gearloc Adventuring Reference Guide. And finally, guys, we got the Baddie Skills Reference Guide, which tells you all of the different skills that you could possibly run into on the baddies in Too Many Bones. And there are a bunch of them. As you can see here, there are quite a few of them, but it's all good. It's not too overwhelming because anytime you see that a baddie has a particular skill, you just reference this sheet here and it tells you exactly what it does and you're good to go. So that's it, dudes. That is all of the stuff. I know it's quite a bit. It's quite a bit more than what we usually have on the channel with the Mint Tin games and whatnot, but it's really not too bad once you get into it. So I'm excited, guys. I am so freaking excited to get into this playthrough. Here we go, dudes. We're finally going to do it. You know what? This might even just be the tutorial. We're almost 20 minutes in. It's basically a tutorial at this point. So here we go, dudes. We're going to jump right into this. First of all, what you're going to do first is you would always tick up the day counter by 1. And look, we can even set this up here too, the reference guide. So there's always going to be a new day where you would turn the day counter. But in this case, did I shuffle these? I don't know if I shuffled these. But in this case, we're on day 1. So you just leave that counter on day 1. Okay, there we go. Couldn't remember if I shuffled the regular loot. I know I shuffled those. Okay, then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to draw a new encounter. So I'm going to draw a new encounter. Remember, I always draw it from the bottom like this so I don't spoil it. And it says, leaving Obendar. Only 12 hours till dawn and the send-off ceremony that will no doubt change the lives of every remaining Gearloc and every life in Daylor. Daylor is like the name of the land, the world that this takes place in. Weapons and supplies are ready to go, but the night is young and adrenaline fills the veins. It's clear no sleep will be had tonight. There's sure to be some shady peddlers in dark alleys ready to deal in loot. Then again, some last-minute training could pay a nice dividend by morning. So what to do? What to do? So then you flip over the card, and then it's going to offer you 2 different options that you can choose from. At the top here, it says squeeze in some last-minute self-improvement, and it will offer us 2 training points. That's what these little icons mean. They are training points. And then at the bottom, it says shake down a shady peddler. And it says each Gearloc in the party may draw 2 loot and choose one to keep, and we would also get a training point. I typically go for the top one, and I'm going to do that again. Let's squeeze in some last minute self-improvement, dudes, and we're going to get 2 more training points. So I'm going to set this card up this way, and it's got the little gear icon in the bottom with the 1. That is our progress. So we have 1 progress point toward reaching the tyrant. And again, when you face against Nom, you need 6 of those progress points to reach Nom. So we're 1 progress point there already. Look at us go, dudes. So we're going to get 2 of these training points. And again, you can apply those to your stats, health, dexterity, attack, and defense, or to getting a skill dice. And again, health, dexterity, and skill dice, they're automatically passed. You automatically pass the skill check or the training check to get those. But then with attack and defense, you have to roll, like I mentioned earlier. I think I want to get more attack. Our attack is pretty low. We're only at 1. Let's try to get some more attack. So we're going to roll this. We need anything but bones. Okay, cool. We got a 2. So we get to take one of our skill dice here and add it to this slot. So we've got 1 + 1. We've got 2 attack now. Very cool. So since we can roll 2 attack and 2 defense, I think I'm going to bump up my dexterity by 1 to go up to +2. So now we have 4 dexterity. The way dexterity works is it's going to allow you to move a certain number of spaces on the battle mat when you get into combat up to your dexterity value. And it also shows you how many of your attack, defense, and skill dice you can roll whenever it's your turn. So right now, if we were to not move and we just stood still on the battle mat, we could roll 4 dice because we have 2, or I'm sorry, yeah, we got 2 + 2 is 4 dexterity. And then we can roll 2 attack dice and 2 defense dice. Or if we had any skill dice, we could add those in with it also. Okay, cool. So we gained our attack, we gained our dexterity, and we've got 1 progress point toward finding the tyrant here. The next thing you would do is you would divide up loot and apply any of your training points. So that's exactly what we just did. And then the next thing you do is you go to what's called the recovery phase. And it's got this little section on the page here that tells you about the recovery phase. And it says that at the end of each day, after your encounter has been resolved, your party enters the recovery phase, and then you get to do these 3 things. The first thing is you can trade loot with your party. You can trade as much loot to anybody you want, as much as you want. We're playing by ourselves, so I guess we'll just trade with ourselves. And then we've got make a lock picking attempt. If you had a trove loot over here in your loot area, by the way, this is your loot area. You can have 4 loot cards at a time, unless you have what's called a heavy loot, which takes up 3 of your loot spots. So then you'd only be able to hold 2 loot. But if you have a trove loot over here, you can try to roll for a lock picking attempt. And it shows on the back of the card the numbers that you'd have to roll for your lock picking attempt. There are 3 different stats. There's lever, trip, and force. And you have to do them in order. So you'd have to roll 4 lever with your dice over here, and they'll be indicated by the first letter of each of those. So either L for lever, T for trip, and F for force. And then once you unlock the first lock, then you can move on to the next one. You'd have to roll at least 3 trip or 3 T. Once you unlock that one, you can move on to the final one, which in this case is 2 force or 2 F. And once you roll that and unlock the third and final lock, then you'd get to take this card, flip it over, and you would earn the trove loot, which is generally much stronger than the normal loot. But in this case, we don't have any trove loot, so we're not going to do that. So then we're going to move on to the last option here, which is individual options. And you have 3 individual options, and you can choose one of them to do at the end of each of the days. You can either rest and recover, which means that you're going to heal all of your HP back up to full. That's a pretty common one. You can search for better loot. You would discard, if you had a loot card, you would discard the loot card, and then you would roll 6 attack dice. And if you roll any bones, for however many bones you roll, you can take that many loot cards from the top of the deck, choose one to keep, and then throw the other ones back. So if we rolled 3 bones, we could get rid of one of our loot, take 3 cards off the top of the loot deck, choose one to keep, and then discard the other 2. And then finally, the last thing you can do is scout. You can scout the area, and you would roll this D6. If you roll a 1, 2, or a 3, you can look at the top chip from the 1-point baddie stack and decide if you want to place it back on top or put it on the bottom of the stack. It's like you're scouting ahead to see what enemies are up in the distance. If you roll a 4 or a 5, you can look at the top of the 5-point baddie stack and do the same thing, either place it on top or put it on the bottom. And then if you roll a 6, you can look at the top chip of the 20-point baddie stack and either put it on the top or on the bottom of the stack. So those are the 3 personal options you can do at the end of the day. So, since we're not going to trade with anyone, we don't have any locks to pick, we're at full health, and we don't have any loot to trade in to search for better loot, I think we're going to go ahead and scout the area. So we're going to go ahead and roll this d6. And I rolled a 3. So remember, 1 to 3, we can look at the top chip of the 1-point baddie stack and decide if we want to put it on top or put it on the bottom. And in this case, this is the, oh man, this guy is so annoying. This is the Kobold Tracker. He's got a skill called Hardy, which means that you can only deal 1 damage to him at a time. Even if you hit him for 2,000 damage, he would still only take 1 damage at a time. And he's got another skill called Compound, and that means that he gets to roll a number of attack dice equal to what round it is in combat. And I'll explain how combat works and how rounds work here soon enough. He can be pretty gnarly. He's also very fast, and he's only got 2 health, though, is the thing. So I guess I can explain the stuff on the chip while we got it here. This is his health, the 2 with the blood drop. This little green symbol with the 3 green lines is his initiative. That's what spot he's going to get to go in battle. This is what type of dice he rolls. In this case, he rolls an X amount of attack dice because he's got compound, so he's going to roll dice equal to the round. This little symbol right here, he's got a bow and arrow. That means that he's a ranged baddie, so he's going to spawn on one of the 4 ranged places back here on the map. If he had the swords symbol like this, he would spawn on one of these slots and he'd be a melee baddie. And then this little symbol here tells you what type of baddie he is. He is a scales baddie. Then he's got his name at the bottom, Kobold Tracker. And then right above that, it tells you who he's going to target. If it's got a little person with their arms down, it means he's going to target the weakest player or the player that has the least amount of HP. If it's got a little character with their arms up like they're flexing, that means that he's going to target the strongest character, who's the character that has the highest HP. But we're playing a solo game, so they're always just going to target us. Everybody's just going to target our one little Gearloc here, so we can safely ignore that for this playthrough. And that's it. That's all the information that you need to know on the baddie chip. And we'll get more into that as we get to the battle phase. Okay, so we peeked ahead. Do I want to put that guy on top or do I want to put him on the bottom? You know what? I don't like fighting these guys so much. I think I'm going to put him on the bottom. So it's good that we were able to scout the area. Put him on the bottom of the stack. And here we go. Fair warning too, guys. I know you're already, we're almost 30 minutes into the video. Plus, you can see the timestamp. It's probably going to be a long one, dudes. And I don't want to chop it up into several parts. I saw some videos online, not throwing shade, that were chopped up into several parts. And I don't know. I don't like that. I want it to be one long playthrough. So if you want to watch the whole video, you're awesome. I appreciate it. If you don't, you're awesome. I appreciate you anyway. Here we go, dudes. We're going to do the whole freaking playthrough right now. So I hope you got your whole box of popcorn ready to go, dudes. All right. Here we go. Let's do this. Okay, so we're done with that. We're done with the end of the round. So now we're going to go to day 2. So we're going to put that up to 2 on the day counter. And we're going to take the next card off the bottom of the stack. And what do we got? It says, hardly out of the gate. 15 steps into the journey. 15 steps. And already a Gearloc boot is struck through by an arrow. Luckily, no toes were killed. Teeth are clenched, and a painful tug is made while looking around in embarrassment. Yow! Now, suddenly ticked, it's time to turn the favor to the ominous figures at the edge of the woods. Or return the favor, rather, to the ominous figures at the edge of the woods. A commotion breaks out atop the city wall, interrupting all thoughts. Guards have now spotted the brazen intruders and are notching their arrows. Their help is at the ready. Like it or not, this adventure is underway. Okay, guys, we got 2 options. We can hail the guards for help, or it's time to show Obendar what Gearlocs are made of. Bro, it's time to show Obendar what Gearlocs are made of. We're not doing the first one. So you could, I'll tell you what it is. You could have the guards help you. It says at the start of each round, arrows from the wall deal 1 true damage to each baddie. Now, true damage is a special type of damage. Baddies can gain defense in the form of these little defense dice, which will block your damage before dealing damage to their hit points. And same for your character. You can get defense on your character as well. But true damage ignores all of that. It ignores your defense, and it just does true damage straight to your hit points. So that's kind of cool. These arrows from the guards atop the city walls in Obendar will deal 1 true damage to each baddie that's out on the field. And it says recommended for the first time adventurers. The downside of picking this option is that you don't get any reward up here. You will get the rewards down in the bottom of the card, and of course you will get the the point toward your progress point toward finding the tyrant, but you don't get anything else. If you choose the second one, which we're going to choose, you'll get an extra training point in addition to your training point down here and loot. So I want that extra training point. So it's time to show Obendar what Gearlocs are made of. It says, with Obendar watching, you feel an extra shot of adrenaline as you prepare for an unassisted battle. It might be unsatisfied for an unassisted battle. And then it says BQ baddie points. And what BQ stands for is battle queue. So we're going to set up our battle queue and it's going to equal the baddie points. Now, the baddie points are equal to the day number. So in this case, it's day 2. So we're going to get 2 points worth of baddies. So we're going to get 2 1-point baddies. If you ever have a baddie queue that say it's day 7, you wouldn't get 7 1-point baddies. You would get a 5-point baddie and then 2 1-point baddies. So you're always gonna divide it to where you get the strongest, highest point baddie that you possibly can, and then work down. So let's say for some reason that the battle queue was 26 baddie points. You would get a 20-point baddie, a 5-point baddie, and then a 1-point baddie. But in this case, it's day 2. We're gonna get 2 baddie points. So we're gonna take the top 2 chips off of the 1-point baddie stack, and that's gonna be the baddies that we fight in this battle here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip over one. And we've got the Troll Romper here. He's got 3 health. He's also going to be the first baddie in play. So we're going to take this 1 chip here, this blue chip. We're going to set him on top of it, and we're going to give him 3 hit points. And we're going to set those underneath. And he is a melee baddie, so he's going to go on the number 1 blue melee spot on the battle mat. Then next up, oh, and before we look at the next one, he also has an initiative of 2. So since he's the blue baddie, we're going to take the blue initiative die, set to 2, and we're going to set that over here in the initiative meter. Also, this die up here is the round marker, and that's going to show you what round it is. So it's going to start on round 1. Now we're going to flip the next baddie, and we've got the Dragon Hatchling. So he's going to be number 2, the purple baddie. He's got 3 health also, and he is a ranged baddie, so he's going to go on this ranged slot back here. Okay. And he's got an initiative of 6. He's very fast. We're going to take the purple dice and set it to 6. Okay. And the baddies are set up on the mat and ready to go. And now we get to deploy our Gearlocs. So we're going to take our initiative die. We're going to roll it. We rolled a 2. So if you roll equal to any of the baddies initiative, you can actually go before them if you want to. So we're going to get to go before the Troll Romper guy, but we're going to have to go after the Dragon Hatchling guy up this way. Okay, cool. So we're on round 1. We're set up and ready to go. Now we can place our baddie, who is a melee baddie. It says right here on your mat, melee. So we can place him in one of these 4 Gearloc melee slots here. So I think I'm going to go right here in front of this guy. There we go. And it's worth noting too, when you attack an enemy or when an enemy attacks you, they have to be adjacent to you orthogonally. So if I was here, we can't attack each other since we're diagonal. We have to be orthogonally adjacent to one another. Some enemies will have this little footprint icon down in the bottom left of their chip, and that means that they can move diagonally. But if they don't have that, otherwise, they can only move orthogonally. And enemies can move up to 2 spaces, up to 2 of these spaces, during their turn in addition to attacking. And as mentioned earlier, your Gearloc can move a number of spaces equal to your dexterity. Of course, you don't have to spend all your dexterity and movement. Typically, you're not going to want to do that because then you won't have any dexterity left over to roll any of your dice, but that's the maximum number that you could move in a particular turn. Okay. So it is the start of battle here, guys. So we got the battle set up. It's the start of battle. It is now the start of the round, and we're going to take the unit turns. And of course, we got the battle sequence over here that you can go through, but I'm familiar with it at this point, so you can just follow along with me. So we look at the initiative meter here. We got the purple guy is at 6. And of course, it's neat that it comes with these little chips here, so you can reference which enemy is what. And that is the purple enemy, the purple baddie. So he is going to attack first. He gets to roll 1 attack die, and he's got a skill called Engulf. Now, the way Engulf works is if he does damage to me, it's also going to deal the same amount of damage to all enemies or all baddies and Gearlocs that are adjacent to me. So if he does 1 damage to us, it's also going to deal 1 damage to the Troll Romper here. So we're going to roll 1 die because he rolls 1 attack dice. And oh my god. Oh yeah, I forgot something. He's going to hit us for 2, but before we do this, we get our innate, which is shield wall, and we get to roll our defense dice before the battle begins. So we're going to go ahead and roll. And we roll double bones, which absolutely sucks. We don't get to apply these to our backup plan. This is our backup plan right here, and I'll explain how that works in just a little bit. Essentially, whenever you roll dice and you get bones, you can set them in your backup plan, and then when you reach certain nodes on the backup plan, you can spend those bones to activate your backup plan abilities up this way. But unfortunately, whenever we do shield wall, we don't get to put any bones in our backup plan, and we rolled no defense. So this jerk up here is going to hit us for 2 damage. So already, right out of the gate, bloop, bloop, we're down 2 health. Not a great way to start. But the upside is he's got engulf, so he's also going to hit the Troll Romper for 2 damage. Now, the Troll Romper has an effect called Thick Skin 1, which means that he soaks up the first damage of every attack, and it just blocks it entirely. So instead of taking 2 damage, he's going to take 1 damage, but hey, at least he takes something, so he goes down to 2 HP. Okay, that's the end of the Dragon Hatchling's turn, so now it is our turn, since we're next in line on the initiative meter. And now we can spend, or first we're going to roll. We don't have any bones to spend in our black backup plan. I could talk, guys. We don't have any bones to spend in our backup plan. I'm too excited, dude. I'm too excited. But yeah, we'll get to that soon enough. So we need to figure out how many dice we want to roll. We're not going to move, obviously, because we're right in front of this guy and we can attack him. So we got 4 dexterity. We can roll up to 4 dice. We've got 2 attack dice we can roll. 1 + 1 is 2. And we've got 2 defense that we can roll. So we're going to roll 2 defense dice, 2 attack dice. And of course, at this point in the game, we don't have any of our skill dice just yet. So we're going to go ahead and roll. Okay, and we rolled 2 defense, so we're going to put those in our active slots up this way, and these can be used to block incoming damage. Then we rolled a bone. I'm going to put that in our backup plan. You can only put bones in your backup plan, which is cool because bones is basically like rolling nothing, but you get to add them to your backup plan, so they actually count towards something. It's better than nothing. And then we dealt 1 damage, but again, this Troll Romper has thick skin, so he soaks up the first damage, so we dealt nothing to him, essentially. Okay, and then next up, it is the Troll Romper's turn. So he's going to roll 1 attack die, and he's got a second skill here, or ability called Careless 1, with a bone symbol next to it. Now, if he ever rolls a bones symbol on his die, that means that he triggers his careless ability, and he will deal 1 true damage to himself because he's just so careless, and he hurts himself in his rage trying to attack us. So he gets to roll 1 attack die. He rolls 1 and does 1 damage, so we're going to soak up that 1 damage on this defense die right here. Cool. Okay, so we went through all of the baddies and the Gearlocs in play on the initiative meter, so now it goes to the next round. So now it's going to be round 2. And we'll keep going with battle. I'll also mention now, too, there are essentially 5 rounds. So you'll go to round 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. And then after round 5, it goes to this little blood drop symbol here, and it's the fatigue rounds. And at the beginning of every fatigue round, every character in play, Gearlocs and baddies, will take 1 true damage that cannot be stopped. So it's sort of like a way to speed things up, and it forces the battle to eventually come to an end once you get into those fatigue rounds. Also, when you get to the fatigue round, the rules about moving orthogonally are out the window, and your Gearlocs and the enemies can move diagonally at that point. But we're in round 2 right now, so we're not worried about that just yet. So now, again, top of the initiative meter here is the purple guy, the Dragon Hatchling. He's going to attack once again. He gets to roll 1 attack dice, or 1 attack die, and he rolls 1. So he's going to ping off our 1 defense. He has engulf, so it's also going to hit this guy for 1, but he's got thick skin 1, so he tanks the hit. And now it is our turn on the initiative meter. I am going to do the same thing as last time. I'm going to roll 2 attack, 2 defense. Oops, let's see what we get. Okay, we got 1 defense this time. We did 2 damage. We rolled 2 1s, so that's going to deal 1 to his thick skin and then 1 to his actual health. So he's only at 1 health remaining, which is amazing. And then we got a bone, and I'm going to place that right here. And you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. So if we have 2 bones, we can perform our Shield Bash backup plan. And what Shield Bash says is, this is so cool. It says remove all defense, including newly rolled active slots and lock slot dice. So all of your defense dice from your active area, your locked area, and any newly rolled ones that you rolled, and you're going to deal that much total damage to the target. So since we've already taken this guy's thick skin away, I am going to, and this is something that if you play the game a lot and I'm doing this wrong, please let me know. I don't know if thick skin comes in for every single attack or if it's just once per turn. Let's check here. Let's check. We can double check because this might change what I'm about to do here. Let's see. Where is thick skin? Ignore the first number damage this unit would take this turn. Okay. Yep. There we go. Perfect. It's this turn. It's not per attack. That is great to know. So we're going to do shield bash. We're going to spend both of our bones here from our backup plan. We're going to discard all of our defense dice from our active, locked, and freshly rolled slots here. So it's just 1 damage. And we're going to deal that much in damage to our target. And we take down the Troll Romper. So I'm going to place him over here in a discard pile and knock over the chips in the process. We're going to put this back up here. And we're going to put this over this way. Okay, cool. We took down 1 baddie. Let's freaking go. So we can take his initiative dice off of the initiative meter. And that's it. It's now suddenly the end of the round. So we're going to go to round 3. All right. The dragon hatchling is going to attack. Remember, once again, he gets to roll 1 attack die. And he rolls 1. We don't have any defense, so we're going to take 1 damage. Okay. Now it's our turn. So now we need to move to get adjacent to this baddie since we are a melee Gearloc. So we're going to go 1, 2. And that's going to use up 2 of our dexterity. So now we have 2 dexterity left over. And you know what? I'm actually going to try to get in a defensive position here and roll 2 defense dice. And let's go, dude. We got a 2 and a 1. That is amazing. Okay, good. We got some defense on us now. Now it's going to go to the next round. So it's round 4. And the dragon hatchling is going to go again. And he rolls a 1 and knocks off 1. And now it's our turn. And now we got our full 4 decks. I'm going to roll 2 attack dice, 2 defense dice. Let's go. Let's see what we can do to this guy. He's got 3 HP. Oh, let's go, dude. We hit him for 4 damage. We also did roll 2 bones. And I'll just show you this for the sake of teaching you how to play. We could still put these down here if we wanted to. But then we're going to deal 4 damage to him. It's also worth noting, too, when you roll dice, you don't have to use them. Same thing with skill dice. If you roll your dice and an unfavorable face comes up, you don't have to use it. You can take it back and then roll it again on the following turn. And you have basically an unlimited number of these dice to roll. I just have 6 of each out on the table, but the game comes with a bunch of extra ones over here, as you can see, and you can keep rolling those. But again, as long as you have enough dexterity to do so, because sometimes your dice will get locked up in these slots and you have extra dice to pull from. So we're doing 4 damage. He's only got 3 health. He's dead. Get completely annihilated, dude. We just freaking Pickett just strolls right up on him and just destroys him. There we go. Took him down. Let's go. Okay, dude, that is the end of the combat. So now we're going to get the rewards. So we're going to get 1 training point. I think I want to try to add that to my defense. So since we have a defense of 2, we have to roll 2 defense dice, and we don't want any bones. We get 1 redo. Okay, we did get a bone. We get 1 redo. Yes, let's go. Okay, so we get to add 1 point to our defense, so now we're up to 3. So now that we've got 3 defense and 2 attack, I'm going to want to roll all of those every time, and that's 5. So we're also going to bump our dexterity up because we also get an extra training point for completing this encounter. So we'll bump this up to 3. Now we have 5 dexterity. I'm feeling pretty good about my stats now. We also get a loot. Whenever it shows an icon that's got the 3 little treasure chests like that, that means that all Gearlocs in the party gain a loot. So we're playing all by our lonesome, so we're going to get 1 loot, and it is Agate Herbs. It's got 3 uses. It's pretty neat. It says 3, 2, 1 up in the corner, so when you haven't used it, you put it on the 3. It's got 3 uses left, and when you use it once, you turn it sideways to show that it's got 2, and then you turn it again to show that it's got 1, and once you use it that last time, you discard it. It says, heal yourself for 1 HP in battle. A Gearloc healer's reputation often rests on their ability to grow high-quality agate. So, cool. We can munch on this and heal ourselves. Munch on it or drink it. I don't know. There's like a bunch of like potpourri-looking stuff and a little bottle in the middle. It's herbs. Either way, we're going to maybe make like a little tincture out of it. So we can heal ourselves for 1 HP in battle with that 3 times. Really, really cool. Okay, we're going to put our dude back over here. And there we go. So then we're going to move on to the recovery phase. So there's nothing to trade. There's no one to trade our loot with. We don't have any trove loot to lockpick. So now we can move into our individual options where we can rest and recover, search for better loot, or scout the area. Since we took some damage in that last battle, I'm going to rest and recover and heal up to full HP. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So wow, we took 3 damage that fight. So I'm going to heal up and gain 3 health. And we're back up to our maximum health of 7, our 5 plus 2. Awesome. Okay. This is amazing, dude. I hope you guys are enjoying the game so far. This is basically the game. We're going to keep on going, dudes, but this is too many bones. It is so fun. You get into some really gnarly predicaments with some of these battles, too. Oh, also, we're going to set the initiative dice back over this way. We're going to get hours back, and I'm going to put the round counter back to 1, ready for the next battle. Okay, cool. So we completed this encounter, so we get 1 more progress point toward reaching Nam the Tyrant. All right, let's keep on going, dudes. We're going to tick the day counter to 3. And, dude, Natasha and Diego, thank you guys so much again. Like, I am loving this game. I would have never known about this if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you so freaking much. Oh, there's something else, too. Wait, hold on. I got to grab this real quick. There's something else that they gave me. I got to show you guys. Let me grab it off the wall real quick. Dudes, check this out. Intermission. Quick intermission. Like I mentioned in the beginning, Diego and Natasha created mini moons. Natasha did all of the art, and as far as I know, Diego did like all the game mechanics and stuff. So they made like a great team making mini moons. And if you haven't seen mini moons, I have several playthroughs of it on the channel as well as a tutorial. So be sure to go check that out. Dudes, they made me a giant laminated special game night cat. Is that not freaking awesome, dude? Natasha drew me this special cat. It's got a little knight helmet and a sword in its tail. So cool. I'll just read what it says to you guys too. It says, "Thank you so much for your support of Mini Moons. We really enjoyed watching the playthroughs and reviews. Your enthusiasm has been so genuine and contagious. It's clear how much care you've put into sharing the game, and we can't thank you enough for that. It's been amazing to see someone connect with our creation like you have, and your support has meant more to us than you know. Thanks for being a part of this journey." Natasha and Diego, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for making such an amazing game and sharing it with me. It has been so cool. And yeah, it's been so cool, especially talking to Diego about game design and hanging out with him in Discord calls. And it's been so cool, guys. So yeah, thank y'all so much. I have that up on my wall. It's like a prized possession of mine now. Yeah, had to share that while I was thinking about it. So, okay, here we go, dudes. We're going to keep on going with our adventure. We're on day 3. Bam, what do we get? What do we got, dudes? Crossing the Sybren. Also, I don't know if I'm mispronouncing some of this stuff. I might be. I might not be. Give me a freaking break, okay? Crossing the Sybren. The Sybren reminds me of like from The Office, the whole Sabre thing. But it's supposed to be saber. Some of you guys are going to know what I'm talking about. The Sybren River, a glistening vein of trade running the length of Daylor, playfully beckons as it shimmers in the daylight up ahead. But with so few bridges in these parts, this crossing is an obvious spot for enemy scouts and traps. A journey of this importance leaves only 2 options. Tucking the ears and trying to blend in is risky, but efficient. A boat at dusk carries less chance of discovery, but requires business with the Molnor, a trading syndicate with their own set of drawbacks. All right, so once again, we're Gearlocs. We got big, giant ears. We're going to be pretty easy to spot, you know what I mean? So we can either tuck our ears and walk like a commoner, or we can hire the Molnor. Now, I typically do the first one, and that's what we're going to do again, because I like getting this extra progress point and this extra training point toward building up our character. If we go the other way to hire the Molnor, we'll get a trove loot. If you ever see an icon that looks like this with the multiple treasure chests, but it's purple, that means that everybody in the group gets a trove loot. And of course, if you're playing solo, you get 1 trove loot. You don't get 3, you just get 1. Same thing with this. You don't get 3 loot, you just get 1. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. And of course, you can read what these do, and I'll read what they do for you guys so that you know the options, so that way you could be like, game night, what are you, a freaking idiot? You should have chosen the other one. So we're going to tuck our ears and walk like a commoner. It says, roll a d6 for each Gearloc in your party. So 1 in this case. On any roll of a 1 or a 2, your party is spotted. You find the first tyrant encounter in your deck and place it on top, which is that blue one that I showed you earlier. And then you shuffle the remaining cards and keep them underneath. And then it says that encounter success is achieved no matter the outcome. So whether you get caught or not, you succeed and you get both of these rewards here. If you hire the Molnor, it says, The Molnor are surprisingly easy to work with. Not only do they drop us safely on the east bank of the river under the cover of darkness, they also offer a trove loot gift. It's got gift in quotations. Maybe our success is good for business. Shuffle special encounter Molnor traders into your encounter deck, and then you get one of the trove loot. I don't want to do that. I've never run into that card. I've chosen that option once. I've never run into the special encounter Molnor traders card, but I'm pretty sure it's probably be something bad. It's probably going to be, because it has gift in parentheses. They're probably going to be like, give us all your loot to make up for the fact that you took our trove loot. I don't know. I don't want to find out yet. Maybe we'll find out in another playthrough. We'll choose this one next time. But for this time, I want to tuck my ears and walk like a commoner, dude. So we're going to roll a d6 for each of our Gearlocs. So one of them. And we got a freaking 1, dudes. Of course. I've done this so many times off camera and it goes well. The one time, I swear. Your party is freaking spotted. That's what it literally says. Your party is freaking spotted. Okay, that's not what it says. Your party is spotted. Find the first tyrant encounter in your deck and place it on top. Shuffle the remaining cards and keep them underneath. This sucks, dudes. All right, so we got to look for the... And look, it was the next one. It was the... You know what? So we're just going to leave it there. It was the next one anyway. All right, but either way, the encounter is successful. So yeah, so we're going to get 1 point toward our... toward finding the tyrant, our progress point. We're also going to get another one down here. So you get 2 progress points. And we get a training point. So we're going to set this here. Technically, we've got 4 right now. We've got the 3 progress points here, plus the extra one from that encounter. So we're up to 4. We got to remember that. We're at 4. Okay. So we get a training point. I think I want to start getting some skill dice now, guys. So the one that I've been going for first with Pickett is this one called Stand Ground. And it's worth mentioning, too, that you can only get skill dice that have the little star icon whenever it's the first skill dice of that particular skill tree. So like for your captain skill tree, the red one, you got to start here at Stand Your Ground. And then you can move over. This little red arrow shows you can move over to get shield form, or you can move down to get Stand Ground. And then from here, you can move down to get Lockdown. If you start over here in his yellow one, which is the Protector skill tree, you have to start here at Red Shirt because that's where the star is, so on and so forth. So we have to start here in the Captain skill tree at Stand Ground. So I'm going to use my 1 training point, and you automatically pass whenever you get skill dice. So we're going to start there at Stand Ground. We're going to check our handy dandy little sheet here, and it shows Stand Ground. And it says that it is dice number 1, or die number 1 rather. So we're going to get die number 1, and it's cool. All of the skill dice have a number in the top left corner of each face of the die to show you what die it is. The game is so high quality. They thought of everything. We're going to set that here on our little, in our little skill slot down here. Also, by the way, I absolutely love these little slots on the mat. It's so freaking cool. I love it, dude. It feels so good. I don't know what it is. It feels so good to just, oh yeah, dude. Slot that right in it. It feels so good. All right, dudes. It's got a nice snug fit. It's so nice. Okay. We got that. But now bad things are probably going to happen. We're at the end of the day here. We've got full health, so we don't need to heal up. We have no one to trade with. We've got no trove loot to lockpick. So yeah, we're not going to heal. I don't want to trade my herbs. I like this. So I think we're going to scout ahead. We're going to do that as our personal option. So let's roll. Roll the 4. So we can look at a 5-point or a 1-point baddie. You can look at, since we rolled a 4, it's either a 4 or 5. You can look at a 5 or lower. So... And then same thing like earlier when I mentioned if you roll a 6, you can look at a 20-point baddie. Forgot to mention, you can look at a 20 or lower. You can also look at a 5 or a 1, but not all of them. You got to pick. I think I do want to look at the 5-point baddie at the top. Ooh, a Dragon Delinquent. Oh man, he's got a crap ton of health. He's really fast. He rolls 2 attack dice, 2 defense dice, and he's got Weaken 2. I don't remember exactly what Weaken does. Let me see. Does that get rid of all your defense or so? Or it gets rid of a number of defense equal to the number? He's got Weaken 2. Place a number of Weaken effect dice on target Gearlocs. On target. Gearlocs dex is reduced by that number next turn. No, screw that, dude. No way. No way. I don't think so. Goodbye. Get on the bottom of the stack, bro, where you belong. Yeah, get to the bottom of the stack. There you go. We're not dealing with that, dude. We're not dealing with no Dragon Delinquent. No, not today. All right. Bad things are about to happen, guys. We're going into day 4. We've got 4 progress points, though. We just need 2 more. We just need 2 more, and then we make it to the boss, guys. Not too much longer. But, yeah. The problem with thick skin And there he stands, the size of a Gearloc hut, right in the middle of the path. Nom, the troll chieftain, and his cronies are clearly unafraid of leaving the safety of their lair. They are thirsty for blood, and this battle feels premature. That's good for Nom, not so good for this side of the battle line. With what feels like zero time to prepare, there's got to be a way to delay this encounter. Perhaps fighting aggression with aggression would cause Nom to back off. If not, the crack of Nom's Thunder Club will resound throughout Daylore this day. It's not good, dudes. We got two options. This thing doesn't seem so terrifying, and then we fight, or back away slowly. Okay, quickly. We're gonna do that. We're gonna back away quickly. Nom chases the party throughout the day and night. Each Gearloc in your party loses 2 HP and must skip the recovery phase. So we're gonna lose 1, 2 HP, so we're down to 5. And we're gonna have to skip the recovery phase. Shuffle this encounter back into your encounter deck, but we do get 1 training point at least. So, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this earlier too. There's a lot going on, guys, and I get freaking excited. Plus, I got the memory of a goldfish. At the end of every battle, you remove all of your dice from your backup plan and your active slots. You can keep your locked dice there, but all the other ones from your backup plan and your active slot, they get removed. So these get put back over here. You don't get to keep those. They don't persist through combats. And then also any skill dice that you have exhausted will get put back into their slots. And hopefully I'll be able to show you that soon enough. Actually, I won't, because this one typically has a role that you'll be able to put in your locked slot, and then it'll stay there as long as for the rest of the adventure if you want to. But if they don't operate that way, if the skill dice don't operate that way, if they're a one-time use, they'll get exhausted over here to the left side of the mat. It says exhausted dice. You can either set them on the mat, or you could set them off to the side to show that they're exhausted. That's technically where you're supposed to put them. All right. So he chases us all over the freaking place. We lose 2 health. We're gonna have to skip the recovery phase, and then we're gonna have to shuffle this card back in to the encounter stack here. So we're gonna shuffle it up. I'm gonna keep them face down so that way I don't know. I'm gonna avert my eyes and put that like that. There we go. Okay, cool. So we got to skip the recovery phase now. We don't get to recover our health or scout the area or trade in our loot or anything like that. We just have to go to the next day. And what sucks about that is that we didn't get a progress point. So yeah, remember, if we get to the end of day 8 and we don't have 6 progress points, we lose the game. All right, here we go. Next encounter. What do we got? Thank God it wasn't that card again. That would have sucked. Says, trust your gut. Rarely do I second guess my gut, but today might be the day. An inevitable battle awaits me up ahead, but there are 2 distinctly different camps blocking the way. The first appears to be filled with swarms of underlings and new recruits. The second camp, though less populous, only contains burly and battle-tested foes. While I enjoy hacking and slashing my way through countless Ebon as much as the next Gearloc, Ebon are the baddies, by the way, at some point, I will run out of steam. My gut says to second guess my gut. But my gut is also very hungry. And now my head hurts. What do we want to do here, guys? It says I'm a sucker for a good old hack and slash, in which case we're going to fight a bunch of lower point baddies. It says the battle queue is the baddie points is baddie points and 1 point baddies only. So we're on day 5. So normally the baddie queue, the baddie points would consist of a 5 point baddie, but if we choose this option, it's going to be 5 1-point baddies instead. And then it says for the first 3 rounds of battle, which you keep track of with that die up there, any baddies that are defeated are added to the bottom of the battle queue. So any 1-point baddies that we defeat, instead of them getting discarded in the first 3 rounds, they're just going to go right back to the bottom of the battle queue and then spawn in on the following round if there's any space on the mat for them, i.e. if there are less than 4 baddies out in play. Or we can choose the other option. I've got speed. Time for some kiting. The battle queue would be 2 5-point melee baddies. For this battle, you may move up to 3 positions, ignoring your decks at the end of your turn. That sounds scary as hell. I don't know if I want to do that, dude. I typically pick the first one. This is a rough one. Like, this is a really rough one in my experience. It's just tough no matter what you do. What do we do, guys? What do we do? I think I'm going to go for the second one. I don't normally do it, so let's do it. Let's experience it together. We're going to do the second one. I got speed. It's time for some kiting. So battle queues going to be 2 5-point melee baddies. Hey, at least we got to put that dragon delinquent on the bottom earlier. So we're going to get 2 5-point melee baddies. Let's get their chips set up here because we're going to go 1 and 2. And then again, for this battle, you may move up to 3 positions, ignoring your decks, at the end of your turn. So at the end of all my turn, I can run away. I can kite them around. Let's see what we got. Okay, we've got a Kobold Fanatic. All right, he's got 6 health. That's all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He just got more health than me. No big deal. And he is a melee enemy, so he's going to go here on the blue melee slot. And he's got an initiative of 3. And then next up, we've got this beautiful guy here, this beaut, Troll Enforcer. Oh, God, he's got 5 health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and he's got an initiative, and he's a melee baddie, and he's got an initiative of 2. Didn't it say melee baddies? Yeah, okay, good. I would assume if we would have drawn a ranged baddie, you would just put it on the bottom and keep drawing till you get melee baddies. So his initiative is 2, so he's going to go on the bottom here. And then we're going to go ahead and roll and see where we land on the initiative meter. 5. Let's freaking go. Dude, we really do have speed. Hell yeah. So not all the faces of the die, obviously, are going to be the same. Obviously. You've got 1 5 on here. You've got, I think it's, 2 2s and then 3 3s. So we lucked out right here. Even if we would have rolled a 3, we could have got to go first. So we had a 66% chance. Okay. Now we get to decide where we want to go. Since we're a melee baddie, we got to go in one of these 4 slots, and I don't have any ranged attacks here. Dude, we've only got 5 health. Dude, Nom chasing us day and night, nipping at our heels, taking that 2 health from us. Not good. Not good at all. At least we have our Auget herbs down here to heal. This guy's got thick skin, so he's going to block 1 damage. He also has taunt if he rolls a bone, which means that we have to target him while he's taunting. And then the Kobold Fanatic has Hardy, which again, he only takes 1 damage no matter how much you deal to him. And then he's got Inspire 1, which if I'm not mistaken, allows the next baddie to attack immediately. And I think they get extra attacks. Yeah, the next baddie on the initiative meter takes their turn immediately after this unit and is granted a number of additional attack dice that turn. And the number is equal to what Inspire it is. In this case, it's Inspire 1. So he would Inspire him 1 and he would get to roll 1 extra attack dice. We're not gonna win. These dudes are going to kill us. There's no way we're going to win. But we're going to try it anyways, dudes. All right, we get to go first at least. I'm going to roll my stand ground. So we've got 5 dexterity, so we can roll 5 dice now. I'm going to roll 1 for stand ground. I'm going to roll 3 defense. And I'm going to roll 1 for attack. Do I want to go here? No, you know what? I want to go here. And we're going to roll 1 for attack and attack this dude. Yeah, so we're going to start the battle right here. Also, before we start, we get our shield wall innate ability. So we get to roll defense equal to our defense stat, and we get to put those in our active slots, and we can't use any bones for our backup plan. Dude, we're getting unlucky with that. Okay, we got 1 at least, and then 2 bones. Damn. Usually this is really good. I'm just getting kind of unlucky with it. Okay, we get to attack first here. We're going to target the Kobold Fanatic. Also, before we do that, I'm going to tap this down to 2, and we're going to heal ourselves 1. And we're going to tap it again, and I'm going to heal another 1. Like so. There we go. And I'm fairly certain you can do that. I'm fairly certain you can use items, loot as much as you want during your turn. There we go. Okay, so we got a bone here on our skill dice. I don't want to... No, you know what? I am going to use it because this has a special symbol. It's got bones, but then this little like arrow symbol. That means if we spend this in our backup plan, it actually goes back to our skill slot. So I'm going to put this here. I'm also going to put this here. I'm going to put this bone here. And we got 3 more defense. So all of our active slots are filled up. And we didn't inflict any damage. But hey, we're ready to defend some attacks. So next up is the blue guy. And that is this dude right here. The Kobold Fanatic. So he rolls 3 attack dice. 3. Jeez Louise, dude. Oh my gosh. He does 4 damage and rolls a bone. 4 damage. There goes all of our defenses. This game's pretty hard too, by the way. I haven't mentioned that yet. This game can get really difficult. All right. Next up is going to be the purple guy, which of course is this dude right here, the Troll Enforcer. He's going to move down to get adjacent to us. Also, the Kobold Fanatic has inspired him 1. So he's going to get 1 extra attack. So he's rolling 4 attack dice and 2 defense dice. That's more than me. It's ridiculous, dude. This game's so hard sometimes. All right, he's got thick skin 1, and he's got taunt if he rolls any bones. Okay, he did roll a bone, so that's going to activate taunt. So we're going to take this little skill die, or this little action dice thingy over here, effect dice, and we're going to set it to this. It looks like he's taunting us, cursing at us or something. We're going to set that on him until the start of his next turn. We have to target him, which sucks because I want to target him. So he's taunting us. He does 4 damage to us. 1, 2, 3, 4. My God. Brutal. And he's got 3. Oops, he's got 3 defense. Dude, he rolled like as good as he could possibly roll. He also has 3 defense. That dude just popped off. That dude completely popped off. We're not going to win. We're not going to win, dudes. We're going to round 2. I get to go first. I'm going to chomp down the rest of my Ogot herbs here. And we're going to gain 1 much needed health. My God. All right. I'm going to roll 3 defense and 2 attack. And let's see what we can do here. We need big money, dudes. That is not big money at all. Dude, we rolled no defense. Okay. We have a couple of options here. So I'm going to put these here. Now, it says on the map, if you have 6 bones, you can upgrade to your innate +1. So our innate ability is Shield Wall. We can upgrade to our innate +1, which is the Gearloc Wall, which essentially is just a buffed version of our Shield Wall innate ability. And when you do upgrade to your innate +1, you take your chip and you flip it over to the opposite side, and it has little stars going around the outside rim of it. And that's how you know that you have your innate +1. But we're going to put it back there for now. And yeah, you can only have 5 bones in your backup plan. So this requires you to also roll a 6th extra bone that you can spend along with these 5 to unlock your innate +1. But I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm actually going to spend 4 and use Benevolence. Now, when we use Benevolence, this is going to heal Picket for 2, and it's going to allow us to put a defense die on 2 in our active slot. So I'm going to spend 4. So you always spend them from left to right. So we're going to spend... this one is going to go back here since it's a bone with the refresh icon. So I could put this back in my skill slot. These will get expended. And then this one will move down this way. I'm also going to slot this into here. We're going to heal 2 health. 1, 2. So we're at 6 now, just 1 shy of max health. And we're also going to get to add a 2 defense die to our active slot like so. And we also inflicted 2 damage to Homeboy over here. So he's going to lose 2 defense. All right, a lot going on in this battle. Even if we lose, this is a fun one. This is an interesting battle. Okay, next up is the blue dude, which is this bro right here. He's going to get to attack with 3 dice. All bones, please. That is not all bones. He does 3 damage. So 2 to our defenses, 1 to our health. And then he's going to inspire this guy over here who's taunting us, the Troll Enforcer. So now this is removed over this way. And he's going to get to roll 3 or 4 attack dice because he's getting inspired. And instead of getting to roll 2 defense, he's only going to roll 1 because he has 1 defense dice locked up on his chip right here. So he's going to get to roll 4 and 1. God, these guys are really, really brutal. This is a tough fight. This is a very tough fight. I could use some assistance from some other Gearlocs right about now. Oh my goodness. Okay, he rolls a bone again. So that means he's going to taunt again. So we have to focus on him next turn when we attack. And he does 4 damage to us, guys. We are almost done. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're at 1 HP. Not looking good. Not looking good. Maybe I should have chose the other option. I always choose the other option. Now I know why. Now I remember why. We're going to go to round 3. There's no way we're making it to fatigue rounds, but it is what it is. We get to attack first. We don't got a lot going for us, guys. I'm going to roll... I don't even know if I should roll this because we're probably just going to lose. We're probably just going to lose this turn, but it is what it is. We're going to roll 3 defense, 2 attack. I have to target the Troll Enforcer because he's taunting us. Wow, dude, these rolls are abysmal. These rolls are terrible. This is actually good. This is what I'm going to do. I've got a 6th one here. Since I know that we're going to lose this battle anyway, I'm going to take this opportunity to get my innate +1. So I'm going to spend all 6 of these bones. And we're going to unlock our innate +1. Take that, bros. Freaking take that, dude. And we deal 2 damage to this dude over here. So it's going to be 1 damage to his defense, and then he's got thick skin 1, so he soaks up that 2nd damage and doesn't take any damage. Okay, now it's the blue guy's turn, and I think we're about to get knocked out cold. We have no defense. He just needs to deal 1 damage to us, which he did. He deals 3 damage, and we are knocked out. And that is the official term in Too Many Bones when you get taken down. It's called getting knocked out. So if you're playing with multiple people and your Gearloc gets knocked out, you just remove them and you put them down here in your prep area. This is called the prep area where your little Gearloc picture is. And your friends would get to continue the battle until either they all get knocked out or they knock out all of the baddies. In this case, we got knocked out. There's only one of us playing here, so I'm going to set that over there. Then what happens is any baddies that are remaining, you flip them over and you put them on the bottom of their respective stack. So these are 5-point baddies, so they're going to go on the bottom of the 5-point stack, like so. I'm going to set these chips back up this way, and we'll set the health chips back over here, like so. And then we'll remove all of the dice from the initiative meter and set the round die back to 1. Dude, for somebody that forgets a lot of things when I play games, you guys should be pretty proud of me. There's a lot of moving parts here. I feel like I'm doing pretty well. I feel like I'm doing pretty well at remembering this stuff, guys. I'm proud of myself. I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit. All right. So, unfortunately, we lost. When you lose, that means that you don't get any of the rewards that are printed at the bottom right of the encounter card like you normally would. And we also don't get that progress point. So, I'm going to flip this card over and set it here face up in a discard pile. Okay, so there's no one to trade with. There's nothing to lockpick, and we are knocked out anyway. So we go straight to the recovery phase when you get knocked out. And we really only have one option, and that is to rest and recover. So we're going to get all of our HP back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't wait to get the new upgraded chips, by the way. It's going to be amazing. Shout out to Grizz for giving me the heads up about that. Okay, guys, we've got our skill dice back in its slot. All of our other active dice and backup plan dice have been removed. Not that we had any at the end of the battle there. So yeah, we are ready to move into the next day. So it is now day 6. So now it's getting a little close. It's almost about to be crunch time. We really need to get some more progress points here. Not so ordinary water. At last, a stream of liquid trickles from a crack in the ravine wall. I've been running for what feels like hours with a nasty gash in my side, and the water instantly renews my strength. That was no ordinary merchant camp back there, and I paid for my stupidity before I could flee. This spring is also not so ordinary. A strange yet welcome sensation is present as the water runs through my system. Instinct tells me to wash my wound directly, and instantly the bleeding stops. Maybe I should set up camp and allow this water to do its work. But who else knows about this spring? Have I distanced myself enough from those swindling merchants? I don't know, guys. Should we stay here for the day? Or should we bottle some water and keep moving? If we stay here for the day, we're going to get the battle queue baddie points. We're on day 6. Baddie points on day 6 is going to be a 5-point baddie and a 1-point baddie, because you always start from the highest number and work your way down. And you place 5... Oh, and then it says add a 5-point baddie to the battle queue. So there's going to be 2 5-point baddies and a 1-point baddie. You guys saw how well I did against the 2 5-point baddies just now, right? Then it says place 5 HP on your prep area, which is down here, to use as buff HP for this battle. So sometimes you can get buff HP, which essentially just buffs your HP. It gives you some extra HP for that battle. And once again, true damage ignores all of that. It ignores your defenses and it ignores your buff HP and just goes straight to your normal HP on your character. Or we can bottle some water and keep moving. You may keep this card as a loot in your loot area. Place 2 HP on it to be used as a heal in or outside a battle. Considering that I just got my butt completely stomped and handed to me, fighting 2 5-point baddies, I don't think I want to try my luck against 2 5-point baddies with a 1-point baddie cherry on top. I think I'm going to go ahead and bottle some water and get the hell out of here. So you may keep this card as loot in your loot area. Okay, so we're going to keep it over here as loot in our loot area. You place 2 HP on it to be used as a heal in or outside a battle. So we're going to put 2 HP on it. We could use this as a heal. And while we're not going to get this training point in this loot, we are going to get... are we going to get this training point? I think you still get the training point because we're successfully completing it. And then I would imagine we get the 1. Ooh, okay. This is a conundrum. This is a conundrum. I'm not 100% sure how that works. Because we're placing this in our loot area. So maybe we don't get this stuff. Yeah, it probably makes sense that you don't get these. Ooh, that kind of sucks. I don't know if you get those. We really need to get to the boss, dude. So maybe we do the first one. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure. Maybe somebody that's more familiar with this particular card, if you played this game a lot, maybe let us all know down in the comments. I do apologize, guys. It always bothers me when I can't give you guys accurate information in the video, and I don't want to leave you hanging. But I don't want to lie to you either. I am not sure if I get these two things, if I choose this option here, because it says that you keep this card as loot in your loot area, rather than placing it over here as a completed card. I'm not too sure, dudes. I'm not too sure. I don't want to cheat you guys. So you know what? It's going to be at my own detriment. We're going to pick the first one until I get some clarification on this because I'm not sure. Maybe I can check Board Game Geek. They probably has clarification on this. There's like a jillion forum posts for this game on there. So until then, we're going to go with the first one, guys. Wish me freaking luck. So baddie points and then add a 5-point baddie to the queue. So baddie points is 6 because it's day 6. So it's going to be a 5-point and a 1-point. And then you add a 5-point baddie to the queue. And when you're assembling and stacking the battle queue, you always put the higher point baddies on top of the queue. So we're going to go right there with the 2 5s on top. This is going to be gnarly, dudes. This is going to be really gnarly. Please be gentle. Don't give me crazy ones like I just got a minute ago. Let's see what we get here. Okay, we've got an Orc Raider. Okay, okay, I can handle it. This is a 5-point baddie? Okay, I can handle this. Yeah, we just got really unlucky with those 2 last ones. Those were crazy ones. He's got 5 health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. He's got an initiative of 3, and he only does 2 attacks. He's got an ability called Raiding, which means that he does an extra attack. He rolls an extra attack die for each other orc in play, and the orcs have this little blue symbol with the battle axe here. And then he's got Rage 2, which means if he has less than full health, he adds 2 attack dice to his roll. So this guy actually is pretty gnarly. This is just going to suck, dudes. Let's see what else we got. Another one. Dude, let's go. That's kind of cool. It's like they showed up in a little raiding party here. These orc ragers. Nice. All right, so he's also going to have 3 initiative. If anytime their initiatives, the baddies' initiatives are even, they're going to go in order of which place they are on the battle mat. So this guy's number 1. So his initiative is going to go before this guy since he's number 2. So the purple one's going to go at the bottom. Okay, and then next up, last but not least, we've got a Dragon Whelp. He's going to be our 3rd baddie. He's got 2 health. He is a ranged baddie. It's got the little bow and arrow symbol, so he's going to go up here on the ranged slot on 3, since he's got the 3 chip. And he's got an initiative of 5. This guy is fast, so the only way we're going first here is if we also roll 5 initiative. Let's go ahead and roll 5 initiative. Let's freaking go, dude. Sometimes lucky. Hell yeah. 1 and 6. Let's freaking go. All right, dudes. We're going to get to go first. Let's decide where we want to place ourselves. Also, this dude has weaken 1, so he's gonna reduce our amount of dexterity that we can use on the following turns, which is really annoying. Do I want to go ahead and try to get rid of him? Dude, maybe. I think I do. I think I'm going to go here. Yeah, I'm going to go there. Okay, we get to go first. I'm going to move 1. So now I've got 4 dexterity left since I used up 1 to move. I'm going to roll... I'm going to roll 2 attack dice and 2 defense dice. All right, let's see what we get here, guys. Oh, before we do that, we get to use our innate +1, which is Gearloc Wall. So that is our buffed Gearloc ability. This thing is insane. So in addition to his shield wall benefits, which is we get to roll a number of defense dice and add them to our active slots. Listen to this, dude. Pickett may also put rolled defense dice in his locked slots even during battle. So what that means is that when we roll our defense dice, if we get defense like this, we can put these in our locked slots over here. And what's good about that is that we can use our shield bash ability, which lets us discard all active, locked, and recently rolled defense dice to deal that as damage. So we can stack up even more damage for our shield block in our locked slots, which is going to be absolutely crazy. Okay, so in this case, we get to roll 3 defense. And okay, we didn't do too well. I think I'm going to put I think I'm going to put this here in our locked slot. Yeah, I'm going to put that in the... Ooh, am I? No, I'm going to put it here. I'm going to wimp out. I'm going to put it there. Okay, we did move once, so now we've got 4 left to roll. And those are separate from our actual initial roll. I'm going to target this dude, this little dragon whelp guy up here. That's what he is, right? Dragon whelp? Yeah. And is it? It's so far away. Yeah, dragon whelp. All right, here we go. Oh, also, I am using the wrong dice. So the blue guy is 3. This is supposed to be a yellow 5, not a green. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, let's see what we do here, dudes. Oh, baby, baby. Are you freaking kidding me, dude? Check it out, bro. We're going to go with that. I'm also going to put one over here in my locked slot. Can I do that at any time? I think I could do that at any time, dude. Pickett may also put, in addition to his shield wall benefits, Pickett may also put rolled defense dice in his lock slots, even during battle. Yeah. At any time during the battle, I can do that. That is crazy. And then we dealt 2 + 1 is 3 damage to this dude. He's dead. Get out of my freaking town, bro. I'm so glad that I bum rushed that guy and took him down. So this dude is dead. That was a 1. Is there anything else? Am I missing anything? Oh, yeah. Also, we get to place 5 HP on our prep area to use as buff HP. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Okay. Can't forget about that. That's good. So yellow dude is dead. Just like that. Gone. Gone pecan, bro. Okay. That is it. That's it for my turn. So now the blue dude is going to go, and that's this guy right here. This orc rager. He's already adjacent to me. So he's going to attack. He's got raiding. He's got another orc pal in play. So instead of rolling 2 dice, he's going to roll 3 attack dice. See what he does. Okay, he rolls 3 damage. I'm going to soak up 2 here and then 1 here. So this goes down to a 1. It's worth noting too, I cannot use this lock dice to soak up damage. I don't believe. I don't think I can. I'm going to look into that later. I don't think you can. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody, one of you Too Many Bones experts, but I'm not too sure about that. I think if it's locked, you can't. I might be mistaken though, guys. I might be mistaken. We're going to get this all smoothed out. Trust me. We'll get it smoothed out. Moving forward, I'm going to get a lot more clarification on these little rules. There's a lot of little moving parts here. We'll get it figured out eventually, but we're doing pretty well so far. And then we got the purple guy, which is this dude. He's going to go... Remember, enemies can only move up to 2 spaces per turn. So he's going to go 1, 2 to try to get as close to me as possible, but he cannot attack me because he's diagonal and not orthogonally adjacent. So that's excellent. I like that. Okay. Ooh, I've got an idea, guys. It might be a bad idea. It's an idea. Okay, so we're going to go to round 2. This is my idea. Do I go 1, 2 up this way and then attack him, and then this dude's going to have to like chase me around in a circle to try to get to me and never be able to get me? The upside of that is that I'm only going to be getting attacked by 1 guy. The downside is that I'm losing 2 dexterity every turn doing that. Do I want to do that? It seems hilarious. I think I'm going to... I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Okay, we're going to roll 3 and 1. Ooh, wait. Now, we're going to roll 2 defense dice. We can roll up to 5 because we got 5 decks. We're going to roll our skill dice, stand ground, and then I'm going to roll 2 attack dice, and we're going to attack this dude right here. Here we go. Oh, baby. Holy moly, dude. Okay. So we've got some defense. I rolled this right here, the heart +1, an infinity symbol on stand ground. I can put this in a locked slot, and I can keep it there for the entire adventure. The only way that it'll leave is if you're not playing adventurer mode, which we are. When you get knocked out, this die would actually get removed and it would go back here. But when you're playing in adventurer mode, in addition to gaining 2 health and an extra training point at the beginning of the game, there's also a rule that your locked dice can stay locked even when your Gearloc gets knocked out. So we're going to use that since we're playing on adventurer mode. Okay, so what this does is at the beginning of each of my turns, I gain 1 health permanently for the rest of the game. Insane. Absolutely insane. Of course, you can't go above your max health. It'll go up to your max health. We got a boatload of defense, and we rolled 3 damage. So we're going to hit this guy for 3. 1, 2, 3. He goes down to 2. Now, while it is good that we put a bunch of damage on him just now, it's not good because he's got Rage 2, which, like I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the battle, if he has less than full health, he rolls extra dice equal to his rage value, extra attack dice. So he's going to roll 4 attack dice, and it is his turn to attack. So He's pissed. He is pissed, dude. He's gonna attack old Pickett. I just dropped my die. Let me grab it. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, here we go. He's gonna attack. Oh my god, dude. 5 damage. 5. That's all of our stuff right here. Plus 1 more, because again, I'm not sure if you can use those locked dice. You might be able to. You might be able to. I really want to check right now, but I don't want to stop the flow of the game because it's already a very long video. This is like a freaking movie. We're going to keep going, guys. I'll find out after this, and I'll get it clarified in future playthroughs. Okay, and then it's the purple guy. He's going to go over 1, and he's going to attack. He's got rating. He's got an orc pal, so he's going to roll 3. Oh, you know what? He actually would have rolled an extra die because he's got rating. And he rolled a bone, so he missed. Okay, so now his friend is going to go. He's going to roll 3. Please be gentle. And he does 4 damage. That is the opposite of gentle. 1, 2, 3, 4. I really wish I knew if I could use that. I'm going to put this over here because that could have saved me 2 health. And that is the end of the round. Is round number 3. I kind of wish I would have ran now, to be honest with you dudes. Kind of wish I would have ran. Oh, I just realized something, guys. I've got my buff HP. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's how much we're missing, right? Yeah, okay, cool. So we would have lost our 5 buff HP and we still have 7. Whew, okay, good. Okay, good. I'm glad I noticed that. All right. I think I want to just take this dude, take him down, dude. Take him down to Chinatown. I'm going to roll 2 attack dice. I'm going to roll 3 defense dice. See what we get. Need big money. That's not quite big money. That's not quite big money. So, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. We got 2 defense here. We've got 2 bones. We got 1 damage. Okay, we're going to put 1 damage on him, put him down to 1. And then I've got to do this. I've got to do it. I'm going to spend my 2 bones to shield bash. And I'm going to spend all 4 of my defense to hit him for 4 damage and take him out because I don't want to be getting attacked again for 5 dice. So we took down this 5-point baddie, get freaking wrecked. Even if we lose the battle, I feel accomplished. Let's go. And then we'll remove his die from the initiative meter like so. And we would have gained 1 health, but we're already at full. And now it is the other orc rager's turn. He's not getting rating anymore since his friend is kaput, so he's only rolling 2 attack dice. And he does 3 damage. My goodness. 1, 2, 3. He's not too happy. He's not too happy seeing his buddy get taken out like that, man. All right. We're going to round 4. At the beginning of the round, we're going to heal 1. That is amazing, dude. Stand ground is an amazing skill. We're going to attack this guy. I'm going to roll 3 defense and 2 attack dice. And we need something good here. Okay. We got 2 bones. We got 2 defense. And I've got 2 damage. And we're going to put that 2 damage on this guy. And he's going to go down to 3. And now he's got Rage 2, though, which is not good. That's not what we want. So he's going to get to roll 3 dice. It's not as bad since he's not getting rating. And he does 3 damage. So 2 here, 1 to our HP. And it is now the 5th round. Uh-oh, we're getting close to the fatigue rounds. We're going to gain 1 health from our stand ground skill. And we're going to do the same thing. 3 and 2. Oh, baby. Let's go, dudes. Check it out, bro. Check me out. Watch this. We got 3 defense. We hit him for 2 damage right here. So he's going to go down to 1. Yep, he goes down to 1. And then we're going to shield bash him for 3 to finish him off. Dude, shield bash is so good. We took down the other 5-point baddie. I can't believe it. I can't believe... Dude, we did it. Oh my god, we freaking did it, dudes. Let's go. Hell yeah. Hell yes. So again, this can remain in our locked slot here for the remainder of the adventure. We'll pick it back over this way. And we have freaking prevailed. I can't believe it, dude. So we get a victory point or a training point and loot. And we also get a second training point and we get 1 progress point. So many different kinds of points. So we're going to get, okay, let's do the loot first. Let's get our loot. Okay, we got Fortunate Discovery. It's a single use. It says select 1 of your consumable skill dice and place it in its spot on your mat. It is now available for use. I knew I'd find this sooner or later. says pick it. Dude, that's so cool. That's perfect. Okay, we're going to use this in just a moment. I'll show you how that works and what that means. Okay. And then we get 2 training points. So we're going to do, I kind of want some other stuff. You know what I mean, boys? What do I want? Let me take a gander over here. Ooh, you know, I think I want shield form. Dude. Bro, I think I want shield form, dude. Yeah. We're going to get our shield form skill. Oh, you're going to see what that does soon enough, dude. So we're going to get shield form. Right there, boys. I'll just tell you what it does right now. It's got a few symbols on it that have the bones that when you spend in your backup plan, you can get it back and put it back down here instead of expending it. And then also, it's got this side with the feet that says +2. And I believe this allows you to move. Yeah, constant move. Anytime during your turn, you may move the number of positions and it doesn't cost dex and it lasts for the entire adventure. So if we rolled this, we could just move 2 for free every time, which is insane. And it's got this one that's a shield +1 and it's infinity. And we can defend with this every time we get hit for the rest of the adventure. And it's got that on 2 of the sides. This dice is crazy. So we got shield form right there. And I'm really tempted to get the other one, which is sword advance. But I don't know if I want that. We can also get lockdown, but that mainly lets us taunt. It gives you like the ability to taunt, and that's better if you're playing in a group with people, so you can pull some baddie fire off of some heat off of your buddies and onto you by taunting. But we don't need that since we're playing solo. Normally I would also go for Gobby Jerky, which is a consumable, but we're going to get to use our Fortunate Discovery to select one of our consumable skill dice and place it in its slot at the end of the round here. So I'm not going to do that. Maybe let's just add that other training point to one of these over here. Do we want more defense? We could try to get more defense. Let's go for more defense, and then after that, I'm going to try to get more dexterity, I think. Or you know what? I'm going to do the dexterity now. Yeah, let's add it to dex. We're going to go up to 6 dex. That way, on our first turn, we can roll this skill dice plus our 2 attack and our 3 defense. And then if we get another training point, I'm probably going to add it to defense. Yeah. Okay. That's what we're going to do. Dude, I love how much strategy there is in this game. It's so cool how you could build your characters out differently. Plus, we could go for other skills if we want to, but I'm not too familiar with these just yet. I've kind of glanced over them. A lot of them are kind of like help in a multiplayer situation for some of them. So I feel comfortable with this. I feel comfortable with this line of play. All right. So that's both of our skill points or our training points, and we got our loot. So then we're going to set this over this way. We got a progress point. So remember, we got an extra progress point here from that encounter. So we're actually up to 5 now. We just need 1 more to reach Nam, the tyrant, to finish the game off, if we beat him, of course. Okay, cool. So now we're going to move into the recovery phase here. And I think I'm going to heal up. Before we do that, though, I'm going to use my Fortunate Discovery. So select one of your consumable dice, place it in its skill spot on your mat. It is now available for use. So I'm going to go ahead and spend that. We crack open that chest, and we find some Gobby Jerky, which is die number 8 right here, skill die number 8. So when we roll this one, we get to heal a number of hit points equal to the number that we roll, and then it gets exhausted over this way for the remainder of that battle. So this is really, really useful. It looks like it's got a 2, 3 3s, and 2 4s on it. Pretty good. So we're going to set that there in our Gobby Jerky consumable spot. He's also got another one called Orcish Ale, and I think that one's better in a multiplayer situation, so we don't need that for this one. Okay. From what I remember anyway. Oh no, actually, that one's pretty cool. It says that you set your HP to 1 for the number of rounds shown on the dice, and he cannot gain or lose HP while the ale is active. So you become like invincible basically, but then once it runs out, your health stays at 1. So it's like super risky. I guess it'd be really good to use it like the end of a fight so that you don't die. Yeah, either way, they're both good. They're both good, both, good skills to get. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead in the recovery phase and heal up. I don't want to search for loot. We don't have any loot, so we can't do that because you'd have to discard 1 to do it. I'm not too worried about scouting ahead, and I think I just want to heal back up to full. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's gain 2 more health and go up to 7. We'll rest and recover. Also, we're going to get our dice back over this way, our initiative die. And we'll set this back to round 1, ready for the next round. Dude, isn't this game freaking cool? This game is so cool. Oh my God, I love this game. It is so amazing. Get ready for a ton of Too Many Bones playthroughs, guys. This game is so freaking fun. Plus, I won't have to explain everything every time I play, so they should be a little bit shorter, probably close to 45 minutes to an hour type deal. So yeah, that's going to be sick. Okay, we're going into day 7, guys. We're getting very, very close. It is definitely crunch time now. We only have 1 day left after this. Let's see what we do here. Oh my God, not again. Not again. Not like this, dude. And there he stands, the size of a Gearloc hut, right in the middle of the path. Nom, the troll chieftain, and his cronies. All right, once again, we got to decide. Do we want to fight this guy? If we fight him, I didn't tell you what happens if we fight him. It's going to be the battle queue is baddie points. So the day is 7, so it would be a 5-point baddie and 2 1-point baddies. If it's a party of 1 to 2, which we're a party of 1, you add 2 1-point baddies to the battle queue. So it would be a 5-point baddie and 4 1-point baddies. And then Nom instantly leaves the battle at the end of round 3. Oh, you also place Nom on the top of the battle queue, by the way. Nom instantly leaves the battle at the end of round 3, or if his HP reaches 5 or fewer. He starts with 6 HP, so you only have to hit him for, you got to hit him once, basically. And then other baddies remain and complete the battle. The only thing about that is that he's got Thick Skin 3, which means he soaks up the first 3 damage he takes every time you hit him. Do we just back away, dude? We could potentially heal up with shield form. Do we just back away and run? But then we're not going to get the progress point, and we're going to go to day 8, and then we have to do day 8. Let's go for it, dudes. Let's just try it, man. We're going to try it, dude. So baddie points, 5 plus 2, and then it's a party of 1, so it's going to be add 2 1-point baddies. Okay. Like so. And then you place Nom on top of the battle queue. Oh my goodness, guys, this is crazy. All right, and here we go. So let's place our chips out on the table, on the battle mat. And let's see what we got here. We've got Nom in slot 1. He's got 6 HP. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got an initiative of 2. He is a melee baddie. He's going to be really slow, at least. We got a 5-point baddie here. Ooh, an Orc Warmonger. He's got 6 health. He is also a melee baddie. Okay. And he's got an initiative of 4. Like so. Dude, even setting up the battles for some reason is so satisfying. We've got an Orc Grunt, so he's going to go on the 3 chip over here. He's got 4 health. He's got an initiative of 2, and he is also a melee baddie. Okay. He's very slow. He's going to go down here below the Orc Warmonger. And then, last but not least, we've got a Troll Romper. He's got 3 health. We fought one of those earlier, right? And he is also a melee baddie. My goodness. And he's got an initiative of 2. Okay, a bunch of slow lugs over here. And the other 2 baddies right here, I'm going to keep them down here. And they will enter the battle in future rounds if at any point there are less than 4 baddies out in play. Okay, now we got to figure out where we fit into this mess. Let's roll our initiative die. We rolled 3, so we're going to fit in right here between, who is this? The purple guy? Yeah, between the purple guy, the Orc Warmonger, and Nom here. All right, guys, we're going to get to do our Gearloc Wall innate ability. So we're going to roll 3 defense dice before the battle starts. Oh, baby, baby. Let's freaking go. 5 defense. This makes up for the crap we rolled earlier in the beginning of the video with all those bones that we rolled. All right, guys. Purple dude's going to go first. Actually, we need to put ourselves on the mat. Where do we want to go, guys? This guy's got rating, and he has rating. So they're both orcs. So he's going to do 4 attacks instead of 3. He's going to do 2 attacks instead of 1. Do we just go for Nom? Dude, I don't know, guys. I don't know how we're going to live through this. This is going to be brutal. We're probably not going to live through this. I said that earlier, and we did, but this time we're probably really not. Could go for this guy. He's probably the least of my concerns. I think I want to get rid of one of the orcs so that their rating ability isn't as powerful. So I think I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to focus fire this dude first. Yeah, okay, so purple guy goes first, so that's this. He's going to move down in here because he's going to try to get as close to us as possible. The good thing about this, too, is that now Nom and the Troll Romper have to make their way around to try to get to me. So that's going to take them a couple turns because he cannot attack diagonally. Ooh, he does have the little foot symbol. I know he can move diagonally, but I don't think they can attack diagonally. Let's double check real quick so I don't do that wrong. I'm not too sure. Nope, it's diagonal movement. Only baddies with the footstep can move diagonally. Okay, so I don't think he can attack diagonally. It's only move diagonally, if I'm not mistaken. Baddies. Okay, yeah, and target. Yeah, blah blah blah. Right. Okay. I don't think he can target us, guys. I don't believe so. I think it's just for movement. I think he can only move diagonally, but he still has to be adjacent to you in order to actually attack you. So that's good. That's good. And again, if I'm wrong about that, somebody let me know, but I'm fairly certain that's how that works. That's what it says in the rule book from what I understand there. Okay, let's get the show on the road, guys. This dude's going to attack. He's got raiding, and he's got an orc buddy in play. So he's going to get to roll 4 attack dice and 2 defense dice. Pray for me. Jeez, the freaking wheeze. Okay, he rolls a bones, so he activates taunt, which, like the other guy from earlier, means we're going to have to attack him whenever we go to attack. That sucks because I wanted to attack him. He gets 2 here, and then he does 3 damage, and we're going to soak up 3 damage here on our defense. Luckily, our Gearloc wall, innate +1, came in handy there. Okay, now old Pickett gets to go. We get to go. So I'm going to roll 1, 2, 3... 4. No, I'm gonna do 4, 5. I'm gonna try to get some damage on this guy. I think. Let's try to get this this defense off of him here. All right, let's see what we get. Oh wait, we got dexterity 6, guys. So I can. That's why I did that. Remember? I remember now. I can roll all 3 of my defense dice, my 2 attack and my skill dice, because we got defense or dexterity 6. Okay. Okay, so I could use this to move 2 every turn for free if I wanted to. That's pretty cool, but I kind of want the block. I don't know if I want the movement. I think I want the permanent block, so I'm not going to use this. You can choose not to use a dice if you don't want to, so I'm going to set this back over here in my shield form slot. I've got 2 bones. I've got a defense, and I hit him for 2 damage, so that's going to knock off his 2 defense. This guy's got 6 health. I could shield bash him for 3, but then I'm going to have no defense left over. But that might not be bad. I'm going to do it. I'm going to shield bash him for 3. I'm going to shield bash him for 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's try to knock this dude out while we can. Okay, that doesn't mean that I'm going to take some damage, but I've got some gobby jerky over here, so I'm feeling kind of okay. Okay, next up is the blue guy, which is Nom. So he's going to go 1 diagonal, 2 diagonal. Okay, he's getting to me a lot faster than I thought he would. He can't attack diagonally. And then the green guy is going to go. He's going to go 1, 2, I guess. Or I guess technically he'd be closer to me if he's here, I suppose. He is technically closer. We'll put him there. Okay, and he can't attack because we're diagonal from him. Oh, also, he was not supposed to move. We're going to put him back. I skipped the yellow guy. That's him. So he's got raiding. He's got a troll buddy in play, or an orc buddy in place. So he's going to roll 2 dice instead of 1. Then 1 defense die. Okay, he's going to do 3 damage. Oh my god. And then he gets 1 defense. Guys, this is rough. 1, 2, 3. That's a big hit. That is a big hit. There's only 1, 2 on these dice, by the way. And yeah, these freaking dudes roll 2 to hit me constantly. It's like rolling a 6 basically on a d6. They hit me for 6 constantly in this game. All right. Okay, and then the green guy moves. Bloop, bloop. 1, 2. That is the end of the round. We're going to go to round 2. All 4 of the baddies are still in play, so no new baddies are going to enter the battlefield. And now the purple guy goes, and that is this guy. We're going to remove his taunt at the start of his turn. He's going to roll 4 attack dice. I literally might just die right here. I literally might die right here. And yeah, he does 5 damage, and I think I just died. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. What'd I just say, guys? He rolled double 6s. I don't know how they do it. I have the worst luck. I swear. That's how it goes. He knocked us out, guys. So we are knocked out over here. We're going to remove this. We're going to remove all of these guys from the battlefield. That sucked. I wanted that battle to go on at least a little bit longer there. Yeah, it is what it is. This is a 1. Okay, so he's going to go over here with the 1s. He's going to go with the 1s. This was a 5, and then all these 1s are going to go on the bottom of this stack. Like so. The 5 is going to go on the bottom of this stack. Like that. Nom is back over there. We'll set all these chips back up this way. And man, that was freaking brutal. Where's the 4? Where's the green one? Am I losing my marbles? There it is. And all of this goes back over here like so. Dang, dudes, that sucked. That sucked. If we hadn't gotten hit by like 2 after 2 right there, we would have been okay. I'm glad I pointed that out right before it happened again too. Okay, we get to keep this here at least. We got knocked out, so we failed the mission here. We're not going to get that point, which means it's going to go here. Actually, does it say you shuffle back in? No. Yep, it goes here. Okay, and now we have to recover at the end of the day. So we're going to go back up to 7 health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. And we're going into day 8. This is it, guys. This is the last day, and I've got bad news. So the way this works is when you go to challenge the tyrant, you challenge them as an encounter card at the start of the day. So even if we were to flip over an encounter card, get through the battle and be successful and earn our 6th progress point toward finding Nom, you can't fight him then. You'd have to advance the day counter and then use his card as the encounter card for that day, which means we lost, guys. That's it. We needed to win that battle in order to go into day 8 and face Nom as the last final encounter, but we didn't manage to do it. And you know what, guys? It's going to happen. It even warns you in the rule book. It's like, you're going to die a lot in this game. Don't get discouraged. You're going to lose. So that's just the way it is. Even on the easy mode, we weren't quite able to make it. It is what it is. In my last playthrough off camera with Pickett, I actually got all the way to the end and beat Nom. I think I did it on both tries. I've only played with him twice off camera, 3 times. I think I've won twice with him off camera. So it's definitely doable. We just didn't manage to make it in this one. Sometimes the dice roll unfavorably and you get a bunch of 2s on the enemy's attack roll. But it is what it is. I had an absolute blast. I hope you guys did too. I know this is a super long video, so we're going to wrap it up here, guys. But again, huge, mega, massive shout out to Diego and Natasha for sending me Too Many Bones. This game is freaking incredible. I cannot recommend it enough, guys. It is so good. The only thing I could say is, yeah, I'll tell you the reaction that all of my friends had in Discord, in the Game Night Discord server, when I posted the picture of the game and was thanking Diego and Natasha, and people were just like, uh-oh. And I was like, what? And they were like, if you like this game, watch out, because there's like a jillion expansions for it, and there's so many expansions, and I've already ordered some, so I'm already in that, going down the rabbit hole of Too Many Bones, man, and I'm not looking back. I'm excited about it. I'm glad there's so much content in the game, and like I said in the beginning, the quality of this game is second to none. This is the highest quality game I've ever seen. Even the cards, dude, even the cards are made of this same like PVC material. You don't even have to sleeve them. Like, they're not even going to get dinged up. But I just sleeved them anyway, just in case. But yeah, dude, all of it is so high quality. Cannot recommend it enough. And again, you can go to, I'm not sure if it's chiptheorygames.com. It might be. I'll put a link down in the description below. But yeah, you can check out Chip Theory's Games' website. And they've got all that stuff on there. They have other games too. They have a game called 20 Strong, which I'm going to be playing on the channel here very soon. So be on the lookout for that. But anyways, guys, I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. This video is already the length of a freaking Lord of the Rings movie extended version. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. And I hope this helped. I do plan on releasing a more official tutorial video at some point in the future. But like I said, I just wanted to get this video out because I just really wanted to play, and I'm just excited to play and share this with you guys. So I hope this helped you learn the game at least some. I hope you're able to follow it, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, hit the thumbs up like button, click the red subscribe button, and click the bell to stay notified every time I upload brand new videos. And guys, prepare yourself. Plenty more Too Many Bones is on the way. So until then, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.